make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build that bridge over troubled waters, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrows, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark cold place, no more fear, no more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark cold place, no more fear, no more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark cold place, no more fear, no more fight. Let the sun on the way shine, shine. Let the sun of the new age shine, 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 shine.
Never lose your faith in the brightness of
of getting together. It's always good to do the good. I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for a new dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. It's always good of getting together. It's always good to do the good. I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for a new dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Listen to this call, the time is right now. Here is the place, so let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend, the sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all the dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith in
when I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus, and when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Quand la nuit tombait à Capharnaüm, la maison de pierre si simple, un foyer commun, s'emplissait de terre dans son cœur chacun, recueillait les paroles de lumière du Maître divin. Il me plaît de rêver, de me trouver aussi aux côtés de Jean, Simon, Jacques, André et Lévi, de planter dans nos âmes la sémence de la foi, la sémence que Jésus nous donne et qu'un jour poussera. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre. J'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois, il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi, et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et je m'imagine enfant à cet endroit-là, peut-être Jésus m'inviterait à sortir un soir dans les jardins de chez Pierre. J'entendrai sa voix à dire tu sens cette brise, la lune, tu la vois, il faut repartir tout comme elle, puisque telle est la loi, et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se reverra. Et pendant ta prière en famille, tous les jours on se
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our public meeting. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. Before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask that you turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place during this time if possible. Our meeting will have 30-minute presentation followed by a Q&A. Following the presentation, we will also have a spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. And now we have a special invitation for those who want to learn more about Spiritism. Next Saturday, March to March. What? Sorry. Let me confirm the date. I don't want to tell the wrong date for you guys. So March 19th at 5:15 p.m. East, the topic of our class on the Get to Know Spiritism course will be reincarnation. It's an amazing topic. So if you are interested in knowing more, please register yourself to this class with the link that will be posted now in the chat. And we also want to invite you to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube from the Spiritism Canada and Spiritism Group Path of Light. And we will get started with our initial prayer. And we invite everyone to join me. Let's close our eyes, calm our hearts, and elevate our thoughts to our Master Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for the opportunity to be here tonight, learning about your teachings of love and kindness. We ask for your blessing and your protection for all the work that will be done tonight. We trust that you will be with us today and always. So be it. So today's topic of our meeting is Chapter 5, Blessed are the Afflicted, Suicide and Insanity, items 12 to 18. And this meeting today will be facilitated by our brother Publio from Toronto. We also would like to announce that our public meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Conference America through their Facebook, and tomorrow, Wednesday, it will be also retransmitted by Kardec Radio through their Facebook at 8 p.m. East. So stay tuned. If you missed today's live, you can watch at Kardec Radio tomorrow. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will address the questions at the end of the talk. And now I would like to invite our tonight's speaker. Welcome, Publio.
Hello, Larissa. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good evening. How's everything down there in London?
Oh, everything is fine here. The weather is nice, not that cold. How about Toronto?
Well, today we have a kind of a storm. There's no storm mixed with rain, but everything is okay. It's a perfect
Spring
day
is
to
coming.
talk. Yeah. Finally, the spring is coming.
Yeah. Okay, so the floor is yours, Publio.
Thank you very, very much, Larissa. And today we're going to talk about a very, very important subject in Spiritism. And going to based on the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 5, Blessed are the Afflicted. And we're going to see points why, like, motive for resignation, why we have to resignate when we are having a hard time, suicide and madness. And also you're going to see the instruction from the spirits, what they say, what the good spirits tell us about this theme, to suffer well or badly, evil in its remedy. So all these we're going to see tonight, and I hope you enjoy. So let's start talking. With motive for resignation before our suffering. Because the suffering, first of all, since you are in this time in the planet, like everybody has problem, we are in the middle of the transition, planetary transition, and the suffering is something very common. But how we face this suffering, what motive we have to resignate. So here are some words that's going to help us to understand. This word can be and also be understood in this manner, that one should be content to suffer, seeing that the pain of this world is the payment for past debts which have been incurred. Oh, now we're going to start thinking content to suffer, the good suffer. What with these paying debts for another incarnation? Exactly. We're gonna see here some points of view from Spiritism, that lot of suffering that we have, I'm not saying all of them, but a lot of them is remain the start of this suffering is because the another incarnation. So suffering meant like it's a debt that we have. There is a law, conservation law in the universe, law of love. And if we do something against this law, we're gonna suffer the consequences. So we're gonna see, for instance, the debit. You is like a man, suffering man is like a debtor who owes a large sum of the one. The creditor says, if you pay me even 100 part of this your debit today, you I will exonerate you and you will be free. So this is like God telling us, if I suffer well, and it's like I'm paying 100% part, 100, not 100 part of this debt. If I suffer now and well without complaining, we're gonna be free. So this is the law of love to God to us. So it's like, and when you have a debt, and the owner say to you, say, okay, if you pay me just 100 part of this debt today, this incarnation, you're gonna be free for the rest of your life. That's what happened to us. So some sufferings that we have, hardship that we have, it's belong to this debit that we had in the past life or past lives, because we have more than one. Remember, the Spiritism, we agree, we believe in reincarnation. How many times they asked for the spirit in the spirit book, and they said, as many as necessary till we get in the high position in spirituality. So the next slide, we're gonna see what happened when we accept our hardships. Because I'm gonna ask here, who has a hardship in the life during the life? Everybody can point one time in the life that you have a hardship. It's very common. But what happened when I accept those times? First, we are happy because we are paying our debts, and also because after payment, we will be free. So if I get some money from the bank, I borrow a money in the bank, and the bank say to me, "Oh, Publio, if you pay me today just 100 part of this debt, tomorrow you are free." So even though I'm suffering and have a hard time to pay this debt today, tomorrow I'm gonna be free that debt. So it's one of the cause. Another one, we will collect recompenses for our learning experience. That's the very good point of Spiritism, because we know that we learn with the situation all the time, but we have to take the part to learn what we're passing through, the hardship I'm passing. Let's say I want to buy a big yacht. I don't have money to buy a big yacht. So, but even though I borrow money in the bank, I'm gonna be crazy. Oh my God, I have to pay the bank. I have to pay. So this kind of situation is not related to another incarnation. This you created right now. I say about about a big yacht, but can be a bicycle. Depend the situation we are living in the some moment in our life. So there's the hardship that we pass through that, like I said, it's related to another incarnation, and another one is this incarnation, things that we could avoid. Another another position, one should be happy that God is reducing the debt by permitting payment now, thereby guaranteeing a tranquil future. So again, God is so lovely with us, and the law is so amazing that if we pay now, we're gonna get free. Not even only in this incarnation, but in the next incarnations too. So we're gonna be that free. This is the meaning of the words blessed are the afflicted, for they shall be consoled. So understanding those points give us the faith, the reason to support this time, this hardship time that we are living right now, because we know by sure that is gonna end. So next step, you're gonna see what happened when we do not accept our hardship. Sometimes we see people blaming God, blaming everybody. Oh, I'm in this situation because he make me do this. Oh, God forgot me. I'm doing here a hard. I'm passing here for a hardship time, and God not even remember me to help me out. So sometimes we blame everybody else for the situation that we're living, and the real reason for that hardship is ourself. Like I said, to buy a brand new car that I don't have money, I'm not gonna blame here or there. I decide to buy a car and I don't have money. But when the pain come for a different reason, we're gonna see soon. We're gonna talk about the suicide. We're gonna see that cases of suicide that we don't understand. So, what happened when we not accept our hardships? We contract new debts, which in turn make us lose the fruits which should have been gathering from these sufferings. Yes, because we learn a lot with the experience that we have during the life. And sometimes we don't pay attention in those suffering, and we don't learn what that situation is teaching us in that moment. So we lose the benefits that we could have gotten from suffering. Like, I'm suffering this now. I'm having, for instance, let's say one disease. Let's say diabetes. They say the diabetes is a great opportunity to us to start to learn how to control what we eat. So maybe in another incarnation, we had used not the right way the food, the way we eat. So in this incarnation, we come with this problem to learn how to control what we eat. It's easy? No, it's not easy. But remember, if I pay this in this incarnation, if I learn with this situation in this incarnation, so I'm going to be free in the next one. So our debts increase. So if we don't accept, things is gonna tend have a tendency to be worse, and we get more debts and more debts because we start blaming and everybody, and we don't change. We then don't change our position of life, and we're gonna increase our debts. And now, this part is sad. Revolt before suffering can lead us to suicide and insanity. Unfortunately, suicide is a very, very difficult time in life. Not only for the person that thinking that killing himself is gonna finish the problems, but all the family, everybody involved in that family is gonna be suffering. So this is I can tell this is like a disaster. A suicide is a disaster. And remember, the suicide can be classified in two different ways. The conscient one, that the person that tried to kill himself to eliminate the problem, to finish the problem, because that's the vision of the suicidal. He thinks that, okay, I'm gonna finish this life and everything is gonna finish. No more problems, no more headaches, no more suffering, no more hardship. And the spirits came and told us, no, no, the life continues, and the suffering we're gonna be worse than now. So trying to eliminate this incarnation, try to eliminate this body now is not gonna solve any problem. Other than that, it's gonna create a very large of quantity of problem in our lives. So let's see the spiritist point of view. Oh, before I tell the point of the spiritist point of view, another consequence, like I said, suicide conscience, and another one inconscience. Like when you drink and drive, you take a chance and commit the suicide because sometimes you don't have all the control in your hands. So, but you say, but I don't want to suicide. I was just driving. Yes, but you're driving in the very unusual situation. I'm thinking about alcohol, but the drugs is the same way. Or if you try to drive a very fast car and you don't have control, you don't have the knowledge, you can be committing a suicide without knowing. I said, oh my, I didn't want to. Yes, even the food that we eat, then you commit the suicide eating too much without control. Even the drugs, the legal drugs in the doctor prescribe to you and take without control, right? And the insanity. So now let's go to the spiritism point of view. The calm and resignation which can be absorbed according to the manner in which terrestrial life is viewed, together with confidence in the future, give the spirit a serenity which is the best preventive measure against madness and suicide. So when we know the life doesn't finish when the body go to the earth, we passed away. When you understand that and we know that we're gonna have another opportunity, we're gonna have another incarnation. We still in the spiritual world, we can progress, we can help, we can do many different things. This change our way to see the life. So, and is the best preventive measure against the madness and the suicide. Again, when the person, the suicidal, think, I'm gonna kill myself because I cannot live with those problems anymore. I cannot live with, I lost all my money, I lost my family. So we're gonna see that if you have this serenity, you're gonna say, okay, let me start again. Let's do something that make me get calm and face the situation and go through and learn with that. The same apply to suicide, leaving aside those which occur due to drunkenness or madness, which can be classified unconscious. It is uncontestable that in very case the cause of discontentment, whatever the private motives may be. So, like I said, someone get very disappointed and start driving like a maniac and have an accident and passed away as a suicidal because he was mad and couldn't control. But like they said here, unconscious. Sometimes we do a lot of things unconscious. And the Spirit call us all the time to wake up, learn about the laws, learn about the future, learn about the incarnation, the spiritual world. So you're gonna see, okay, this situation will be over soon. And this soon maybe can happen in many different ways. I'm just gonna tell you a case of suicidal. It's a case in Brazil. There's one lady and she had a kid. He was already going to 5 to 6 years. And she went to see Chico Xavier to get from him uh, a consolation, a word to how to do, because the son, he didn't speak, he didn't see, he has no arms, and he got some kind of disease. And the doctor said, you know what? You're gonna have to amputate his legs. And the mom was devastated because, the heart's mom said, what I'm going to do? He doesn't speak. He doesn't never say how he's feeling. He can't see. He don't have arms or hands. And now they're going to tell me, the doctor tell me that he's going to have to cut his legs, amputate his legs. I can't accept this, Chico. And Chico Xavier said, okay, mom, here is Emmanuel, my guide, and he's telling me right now that yes, we're gonna have to amputate his legs, but the reason is in the other lives. For several times, this spirit reincarnate and he committed the suicide. And now, when he's getting 6, 7 years old, he's already planning in his head because he cannot see, he cannot say anything, but his head is still working. And he's already planning to suicide again. So God, in his love of law, say, you know what? I'm going to help this spirit. And instead getting suicide again, we're going to amputate his legs and he cannot move anywhere to commit the suicide again. So after that, the lady kind of understood the reason they had to cut his leg, and she accepted the fact. So that hardship, that moment, she faced in a different way, not thinking only in this incarnation and thinking the opportunity that God gave her to be a mom, opportunity to get that boy had to reincarnate again and finish the reincarnation. But you're gonna see, but Publio, he couldn't see, he couldn't, he couldn't walk or say anything. What what improvement he going to take for this incarnation since he cannot? He's like a dumb. That's the question, because here the body for us is like a prison. So if we accept to pay, if we pay our debts, so, and God say, you know what, you already pay your debts, you can be free right now. So in this case, especially this case, the boy is gonna finish his debt, this incarnation, because how many incarnations he's been committing the suicide, and he cannot finish the incarnation. And and nobody has the right to take my life away, not even my own life. Even though God allow us to use our free will to do what we want. So let's go to the next slide. Oh, continue revolt before suffering. Most cases of suicide and insanity are due to the troubles produced by hardships of life that people not have the strength to bear. That's what I just said. Sometimes it's so hard, so difficult. And I was listening the song in the beginning. Sometimes we just need just one more chance. And that's the strength the Spiritism gave us through the faith. Because faith is not something that is given to us. We learn how to improve our faith, learning, studying. For instance, we have this course on Saturday that we're going to talk about incarnation, specifically very, very pointed to this our conversation tonight. How the process of incarnation, it's like randomly how it goes. So we're going to see there is a very well prepared portion, very well prepared time for the incarnation. Total incredulity, simple doubting as to the future, or having materialistic ideas are in fact the greatest of the all incitements toward suicide because they cause moral cowardice. Exactly like that. When you don't believe in anything after this life, and you have the materialistic thinking, materialist ideal, you're gonna see after I finish the life, finish everything, finish the suffering, finish this hardship. And the Spiritism came and said, no, it's not gonna finish because we are eternals. The spirit are eternal. And even though you finish this incarnation, you're gonna continue surviving, you're gonna continue alive in the other side of the light. Actually, the other side is the world, the real world. Here is just a moment. Because when you think about eternity in one incarnation, 50, 60, 80, 90 years old, it's nothing, right? Let's go to the next one. The best prevention against suicide, according to Spiritism, bring us clarifications about the spiritual life, informing of the unhappy situation in which they find themselves after violating God's law. So we're gonna learn in Spiritism that some suffering is a consequence of the violation of God's law. If you make somebody unhappy, if you make somebody, if you take the hope away from someone, if you take the smile away from someone, you're gonna you are violating already the God's law. Because we are here to be happy, to learn how to be happy, everybody. What else? Spirit, another prevention against the suicide, promotes serenity and moral courage. So understanding these, like if generally the person that are planning to suicide, he's thinking there's nothing after this life. Finish this life, finish the problem, finish the suffering. And the Spiritism give this serenity to face the problem and see, okay, this is momentaneous, it's gonna pass, and soon it's gonna be over. Another prevention, preserve balance and puts away the idea of suicide. Of course, if you think, oh, I'm gonna kill myself because all the problem is gonna be finished, and the spiritists come and say, no, no, you're gonna kill yourself. The problem is still there. Actually, you're creating more problems because we are very coward when we think only in ourselves. I'm gonna commit the suicide because I am suffering a lot, but those relatives, the family, is still there linked on you, so they're gonna suffer more than you think. And we have a lot of cases of suicide in the books, Heaven and Hell, from Allan Kardec. Lot of experience. They call the spirits, and they came and told the story about their life, the death. Also, many mediumship books. The one very, very important called Memoir of the Suicide. It's a very impressive book when the spirit say all the process since he committed the suicide till he came to a colony, get treated, and had the opportunity to say to us through the mediumship of Ivone do Amaral Pereira. It's a book very, very famous in Brazil. I think we have in English already, Memoir of the Suicide. Next slide. There's a message from the spirit, the good spirits, Lacordaire. It's detailed in Harvey, 1863, about the Jesus word. Let's see what he tell us about this. Lacordaire, he was a very famous person in the Catholic Church, and very intelligent, and has the ability to talk and teaching us. So he came as a spirit and gave us these instructions. When facing suffering or obstacles, if you are able to place yourself above the situation by managing to dominate the impulse of impatience, anger, and despair, then you may say to yourself with just satisfaction, I was strong. It's a very, very powerful quote because it's not very easy to go above the situation, managing our feelings, managing our impulse of impatience, because who are not impatient here? I'm asking incarnated and disincarnated too. Most of the time, I'm very patient, but once in a while, triggers me and I'm impatient. So when we learn how to manage and go above the situation, see the problem there, and you stay above this and have another vision, you're gonna see I was stronger than my problems, so I can face a different time. The next slide, we are almost finishing. Blessed are the afflicted may be translated in the following manner. Blessed are those who have occasion to prove their faith, firmness, perseverance, and submission to the will of God, because they will have multiplied 100 times the happiness they lacked in earth. For after labor comes repose. In the next one, continuation, the interpretation of these words. He was not referring to those suffer, but to those suffer well. But what is suffer and suffer well, Publio? What it means? He was referring to those who, before suffering, embrace the opportunity to test their faith, firmness, perseverance, and submission to the God's will. So there's a very big difference when we're suffering well, when we learn with the situation and we ask God the protection, the strength to go through that situation and don't commit any stupid thing like a suicide. It's a disaster. It's not stupid. It's a disaster in our lives. Continuing, I'd like to leave the message to everybody here that nothing is, no trouble, no problem, hardship is eternal. Everything will pass. We have to have the faith. We have to face those problems, like Lacordaire said, above the situation. So we're gonna be able to go through that problem, the hardship, and finish in another opportunity. So I hope you guys enjoy the conversation. And again, we invite you to, if you want to learn more about the reincarnation, Saturday we have our class 5:30. So you are invited to come and study with us. Larissa, is there any question, Larissa?
Thank you, Publio, for your presentation and reflections on this such an important topic today. And yeah, definitely suicide is not an option. Like you said, nothing is eternal. And once we know this, the Spiritism view of life, it's really like a blessing for us to understand that everything will pass and good times will come, right? And like I like the phrase from Lacordaire, like I was stronger than that. So may we always remember that after a hardship or something that we are suffering, we will be able to say, hey, I survived, I was stronger than that, right?
The one thing, like some people think and ask, oh, how can I find the serenity facing so many challenges in this life, right? Yeah, this is like a conquer. It's you that make the question.
See.
So very good. So yeah, a faith is not something that is given or you can buy here or there. You conquer the faith. Like you have to learn, you have to understand. The first step is understanding. You not get mad like a craziness to solve the problem. Calm down, see above the situation, like we're there again, see above the situation, deep breath, and say, oh, you know what? I'm stronger than. So
Yeah.
there in Jesus Christ is our model, and he's always gonna be our model and guide. So on him, we're gonna find the strength and the to see the different way all the hardship we are living, especially in these times.
Yeah, definitely. And if we see like everything that he passed when he was incarnated, like we can definitely take that as a model and make like we definitely can survive to what we face nowadays, right? But yeah, that's a really important message today. And I hope that everyone that is watching is taking that to the heart and remember that always the good spirits are with us. It's just a matter of us, like you said, like deep breath and then make a prayer, right? And
Exactly.
balance ourselves again.
Is you said two things. Get the balance. So we have Jesus as model and guide. We have the prayer. So very important to get that strength. And
Mhm.
sometimes we need the professional help too.
Ask for help, yeah,
And
definitely.
and the spiritism gave us like the spiritual treatment that we're gonna have right now with the magnetized water that helps
Hmm.
a lot too. So we have a lot of opportunities. Sometimes we don't know how to look for, go after, but here is this group and many different groups in the world, different religions too.
Hmm.
Look for a help or come to us and ask for help. We're gonna try to help each other. So in this way we can go above the situation and say, I was strong, like you said.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for once again for the message of today. And thank you all that is with us tonight for your participation. And now we will move to the preparation for tonight's spiritual treatment. So, what is the spiritual treatment? So, passes is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. Passes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with health and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization, and during the pass, the water that you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family and you can benefit from. We will now make a prayer in preparation for the pass, which will be our closing prayer as well. Let's close our eyes and elevate our thoughts once again, mentalizing the friendly and loving smile from our Master Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for this great talk today. May we accept the invitation to take a look in our lives from the point of view of the eternity. And may we remember that no matter what we are going through in our life, no matter the hardships, no matter the situations that we are facing, we can always count on your blessing, on your help, and may we remember the message today that suicide is not an option. May we find our strength and our balance again in your message of love, your gospel, with a lot of teachings and blessings. May everyone receive the benefits of today's spiritual treatment that will start soon, and that we never forget that you will be with us today, tomorrow, and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The past begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil. Washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you all for joining us tonight, and we will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Concafras Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. Have a good night.
Come on, my friend, come to the light. body to the wall.